Your pride was the car. Mine was the family. Now both are wrecked.
My name is Matt Parrish, and I used to think the worst thing about marriage was pretending to care about throw pillows. Turns out I was spectacularly wrong about that. I'm 39 years old, owner of Parrish Electrical, and apparently married to a woman who thinks, for better or worse, has an expiration date. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me paint you the picture of my perfect suburban life before it all went up in flames. Literally, as you'll see. Tuesday morning, 6:15 a.m. I'm in my kitchen, nursing black coffee that could strip paint, watching my wife Brittany pose for her phone camera. She's wearing neon pink workout gear that costs more than my tool belt, contorting herself into positions that would make a yoga instructor jealous. "Good morning, fitness family," she chirps at the screen. Today, we're crushing legs at Iron Paradise Gym with my amazing trainer, Cody. Remember, pain is just weakness leaving the body. I nearly choke on my coffee. Pain is weakness leaving the body? The only thing leaving Brittany's body lately is common sense. "Babe, could you keep it down?" I mutter. "Some of us have real jobs." She shoots me a look that could freeze hell over. "This is a real job, Matt. I have 12,000 followers." "Right. And I have 12,000 volts running through the wires I install. Guess which one pays the mortgage?" Brittany rolls her eyes and continues filming. I grab my lunch from the fridge, leftover pizza wrapped in aluminum foil, and head for the door. Another glamorous day in the life of Matt Parrish, suburban electrician and apparently supporting actor in his wife's fitness fantasy. My truck starts with its usual wheeze and rattle. The radio crackles to life, playing some country song about heartbreak and whiskey. How prophetic. Parrish Electrical isn't much to look at. A small office attached to a warehouse on the industrial side of Charlotte. But it's mine, built from nothing over 15 years. I employ 6 guys, all solid workers who show up on time and know the difference between a circuit breaker and a light switch. Ray Hendricks, my best friend and occasional helper, is already there when I arrive. He's ex-cop, retired early after taking a bullet in the shoulder during a domestic dispute. Now he helps me with the bigger jobs and provides running commentary on my slowly deteriorating marriage. "Morning, sunshine," Ray says, not looking up from his coffee and newspaper. "You look like someone pissed in your cornflakes." Brittany was filming another workout video in the kitchen. "I swear that woman treats our house like a movie set." Ray chuckles. "How many followers now?" 12,000, apparently. She mentioned it twice before I finished my coffee. "And how much money does 12,000 followers make?" "About as much as 12,000 Monopoly dollars." We load the truck with supplies for today's job, rewiring a restaurant downtown. It's honest work, the kind where you can see results at the end of the day, unlike whatever Brittany does with her phone camera and motivational quotes about crushing your goals. The restaurant owner, Mrs. Chen, greets us at the door. She's a tiny woman who runs her kitchen like a drill sergeant and makes the best dumplings in Charlotte. "Mr. Parrish, thank goodness you're here. The lights in the dining room keep flickering." My customers think we're running a haunted house. I spend the morning tracing wires through the ceiling, finding the problem. A loose connection that's been arcing for weeks. It's detailed work, requiring patience and skill. The kind of thing you can't fake or pose your way through. Around noon, my phone buzzes with a text from Brittany. "At the gym with Cody. Won't be home until late. There's leftover salad in the fridge." Leftover salad. Because nothing says "I love you" like wilted lettuce and yesterday's disappointment. Ray peers over my shoulder at the text. "Leftover salad? What are you, a rabbit?" Apparently, she's been on this health kick for months. Everything in our house is organic, gluten-free, or tastes like cardboard. Or all three. I pocket the phone and get back to work. But something about that text bothers me. It's not the first time she's mentioned staying late at the gym with Cody, her trainer, 27 years old, built like a Greek statue and about as bright as a burned-out bulb. The afternoon passes quickly. We finish the rewiring job by 4, test all the connections, and flip the breaker. The dining room lights come on steady and bright. Mrs. Chen claps her hands in delight. Perfect. No more haunted house. "You want some dumplings to take home?" I accept gratefully. At least someone appreciates good work. Driving home, I pass Iron Paradise Gym. Brittany's car is in the parking lot, along with a flashy red Mustang that belongs to Cody. Through the windows, I can see people working out, sweating, pretending that lifting heavy objects repeatedly will solve their life problems. I pull into my driveway at 5:30. The house feels empty, echoing with the absence of family life. My daughters, Abby and Sadie, are at their after-school activities. Abby's at soccer practice. She's 15 and inherited my practical nature. Sadie's 13 and currently going through her mom is the coolest person ever phase. I heat up Mrs. Chen's dumplings and eat them standing at the kitchen counter, looking out at the garage where I keep my workshop. It's my sanctuary, filled with tools, spare parts, and projects that make sense, unlike my marriage. The front door slams around 7. Brittany walks in, face flushed, hair damp with sweat, carrying her gym bag and phone. "Hey," she says, not looking at me. "Good workout today." Cody really pushed me hard. There's something in her tone, a breathless quality that doesn't quite match a normal gym session. But I'm probably imagining things, right? "How hard could it be?" I ask. "You were there for 6 hours. We did a lot of different exercises. Cody's very thorough." She disappears upstairs to shower. I clean up the kitchen, wondering when conversations with my wife became so stilted and strange. Later that evening, I'm in the garage organizing my toolbox when I hear voices outside. Through the window, I see our neighbor, Mr. Glasser, watering his flowers. He's 70-something, retired, and knows everyone's business better than they do. "Evening, Matt," he calls out. "Saw Brittany come home from the gym. That trainer of hers sure keeps her busy." "Yeah, she's dedicated to fitness." Mr. Glasser nods knowingly. "Oh, I'm sure she is. Very dedicated. I see that red Mustang here sometimes when you're at work." My blood turns cold. "What?" "That trainer's car. Flashy thing. Hard to miss. Thought maybe he was giving Brittany private sessions or something." Private sessions. In my house. While I'm at work. I manage to keep my voice steady. "Yeah, maybe. Thanks for mentioning it." Mr. Glasser goes back to his flowers, oblivious to the bomb he just dropped. I stand in my garage, surrounded by tools and half-finished projects, feeling like the biggest fool in North Carolina. That night, I lie awake staring at the ceiling while Brittany sleeps beside me. She's facing away, curled up on her side of the bed like she's protecting herself from something or someone. I think about the late nights at the gym, the private sessions, the way she's been distant and distracted. The pieces are starting to form a picture I don't want to see. But I'm an electrician. I know how to trace problems back to their source. And tomorrow, I'm going to start doing exactly that. Because if there's one thing I've learned in 15 years of marriage, it's that when the lights start flickering, there's always a loose connection somewhere. And loose connections, if left unfixed, tend to cause fires. Wednesday morning starts like every other morning, except now I'm paying attention to details I used to ignore. Brittany's phone, for instance. She guards it like nuclear launch codes, taking it everywhere, even to the bathroom. "Morning, babe," I say, testing the waters. "Sleep well?" She's already dressed in another neon workout outfit, this one electric blue. "Fine. I've got an early session with Cody today." "Another private session?" She freezes, coffee mug halfway to her lips. "What do you mean?" "Nothing. Just seems like you two spend a lot of time together." "He's my trainer, Matt. That's literally his job." But there's something defensive in her voice, a sharp edge that wasn't there before. She finishes her coffee quickly and heads for the door. "I'll be late again tonight. Cody wants to work on my form." After she leaves, I sit in the kitchen for a long moment, staring at the spot where she was standing. Then I do something I've never done in 15 years of marriage. I go upstairs and search her closet. It takes me 20 minutes to find it. A second phone hidden behind a shoebox full of old workout magazines. It's locked, of course, but the lock screen shows several missed messages from CM. CM Cody Miller. I don't need to read the messages to know what they say. The timestamps tell the story. Texts sent during work hours, late at night, early in the morning. A constant stream of communication that has nothing to do with fitness routines. I put the phone back exactly where I found it and head to work, my mind racing. Ray takes one look at me and pours an extra cup of coffee. "You look like death warmed over." "Didn't sleep much." Brittany still on her health kick? Among other things. I tell him about the second phone, the late nights, Mr. Glasser's observation about the red Mustang. Ray's expression darkens. He's seen this before, during his years as a cop. Cheating spouses, broken families, lives destroyed by betrayal. "You want me to look into this Cody character?" he asks. "What would you find?" Background check, social media, maybe talk to some people at the gym. See what kind of guy we're dealing with. I consider it. Part of me wants to know everything. The other part is terrified of what Ray might discover. "Yeah," I say finally. "Do it." We spend the morning working on a commercial job, upgrading the electrical system in a small office building. It's complex work that requires focus, but my mind keeps drifting to Brittany and Cody. What are they doing right now? Are they at the gym or somewhere else? Around lunch, Ray disappears for an hour. When he comes back, his face is grim. Well? I ask. Cody Miller, 27, originally from Florida. Moved here 8 months ago. No criminal record, but he's got a reputation. What kind of reputation? The kind where married women suddenly develop a passion for fitness. He's been through 3 gyms in 2 years. Always the same pattern. Gets too close to the clients, causes problems, moves on. My stomach drops. How many clients? At least 4 that I could confirm. All married, all middle-aged, all ended up divorced. I set down my tools and lean against the wall. The office building around us buzzes with fluorescent lights and air conditioning. Normal sounds of normal people living normal lives, unlike mine. There's more, Ray continues. I talked to a guy who works at Iron Paradise. Says Cody's been bragging about his special client with the social media following. Apparently, he thinks dating an influencer will boost his own profile. Dating. The word hits me like a punch to the gut. You sure about this? Matt, I've been a cop for 20 years. I know the signs. I'm sorry, brother, but your wife is cheating on you. The rest of the day passes in a blur. I go through the motions of work, but my mind is elsewhere, processing the reality of my situation. Brittany, my wife of 15 years, mother of my daughters, is having an affair with a 27-year-old personal trainer who sees her as a stepping stone to social media fame. That evening, I get home before Brittany and the girls. I sit in my kitchen, staring at the refrigerator covered with family photos and Abby's soccer schedule and Sadie's honor roll certificates. All the normal detritus of suburban family life. When Brittany walks in at 8:30, I'm ready. How was your workout? I ask. Great. Really intense. Cody says I'm making excellent progress. I bet he does. What kind of exercises did you do? She hesitates, just for a second. Cardio mostly, and some core work. Core work. Right. She's moving around the kitchen, avoiding eye contact, putting away her gym bag with nervous energy. Matt, is something wrong? You're acting weird. Just curious about your fitness routine? You spend so much time on it. It's important to me. I thought you understood that. Oh, I understand perfectly. You're very dedicated to your fitness. The girls come home then, saving us from whatever conversation was about to happen. Abby bounces in, still in her soccer uniform, full of stories about practice. Sadie follows quieter, always watching and listening. Dad, guess what? Coach says I might make varsity next year. That's great, sweetheart. I hug Abby, breathing in the smell of grass stains and teenage determination. At least some things in my life are still real. Later, after the girls are in bed, Brittany and I sit in the living room pretending to watch television. She's on her phone, as always, scrolling through social media and responding to comments on her fitness posts. 12,000 followers, she says suddenly. I gained 50 today. Congratulations. You don't sound very excited. Should I be? Does 50 more followers pay for Sadie's braces? She looks up from her phone, eyes flashing. You know what, Matt? I'm tired of your attitude. I'm trying to build something here, create a brand, maybe even make some real money, but all you do is criticize. I'm not criticizing. I'm just wondering when my wife became more interested in strangers on the internet than her own family. That's not fair, isn't it? When's the last time we had dinner together? When's the last time you asked about my work, or helped Abby with homework, or did anything that wasn't related to your phone in that gym? She stands up, clutching her phone like a shield. I'm going to bed. Of course you are. Gotta rest up for tomorrow's workout? She stops at the foot of the stairs. What is that supposed to mean? Nothing. Just that Cody seems to require a lot of your time and energy. For a moment, I think she's going to confess everything. Her face goes pale and she grips the banister like she's about to fall. Then the moment passes. You're being ridiculous, she says, but her voice lacks conviction. After she goes upstairs, I sit alone in the dark living room, listening to the house settle around me. Somewhere above, my wife is probably texting her lover, planning tomorrow's workout. My daughters are asleep, unaware that their family is falling apart. I think about Ray's investigation, about Cody's pattern of destroying marriages, about the second phone hidden in my wife's closet. I think about 15 years of marriage, 2 beautiful daughters, and a life I thought was solid and real. Then I think about Mr. Glasser's words. I see that red Mustang here sometimes when you're at work, in my house, in my bed, probably. While I'm out working to pay for the mortgage, the groceries, the kids' activities, and Brittany's gym membership. I go out to my garage and stand among my tools, looking at the workbench where I fix things that are broken. But some things, once they're broken, can't be fixed. They can only be replaced or destroyed. Thursday morning, I wake up with a plan forming in my head. Not a good plan, necessarily, but a plan nonetheless. Sometimes when electrical systems fail, you have to tear everything down to the studs and start over. Brittany's already gone when I get downstairs. Her coffee mug sits in the sink, still warm. A note on the counter says, "Early session with Cody. Home late. B, not even love B. Just B, like she's signing a business memo." I call Ray while driving to work. "I need you to do something for me," I tell him. "What kind of something?" "The kind that might get us both in trouble." There's a pause. I'm listening. I need to know when they're together, times, places, patterns, everything. "Matt, what are you planning?" "Nothing illegal. Nothing violent. But I'm done being the fool in this situation." Ray sighs. "All right, but we do this smart. No cowboy stuff." Agreed. The next few days pass in a strange routine. I go to work, come home, have dinner with the girls, pretend everything is normal. Meanwhile, Ray conducts surveillance like he's working a case. By Monday, we have a clear picture. Brittany and Cody meet at the gym 3 mornings a week for training sessions that last 2 hours. They also meet at my house every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon while I'm at work and the girls are at school. "They're not even trying to hide it," Ray reports. "Yesterday, I watched them go into your house at 1:30. Cody didn't leave until 4. "In my house," I repeat, tasting the words like poison. "I got photos, time-stamped. The red Mustang in your driveway, clear as day." That evening, I'm in my garage when Abby finds me. She's holding her math homework, but she's not looking at it. "Dad, are you and Mom okay?" The question hits me like a live wire. "Why do you ask, sweetheart? You guys don't talk anymore. And Mom's always on her phone or at the gym. It's like she doesn't live here anymore." I set down my screwdriver and really look at my daughter. She's 15, old enough to sense when something's wrong, but still young enough to hope it can be fixed. "Your mom and I are going through a rough patch," I say carefully. "But whatever happens, it has nothing to do with you and Sadie. We both love you girls more than anything. Are you getting divorced?" The word hangs in the air between us. I want to lie to protect her, but Abby deserves honesty. "I don't know yet. Maybe..." She nods, trying to be mature about it. "Some of my friends' parents are divorced. They say it's not so bad after you get used to it." "You shouldn't have to get used to anything. This is our fault, not yours." She hugs me then, fierce and tight, and I hold on to her like she's the only solid thing in my collapsing world. Tuesday afternoon, I do something I've never done before. I leave work early and drive home. Ray follows in his truck, parking across the street with a clear view of my driveway. The red Mustang is there, just like Ray said it would be. I sit in my truck for a long moment, staring at my own house. The blinds are drawn in the master bedroom. My bedroom. My bed. Ray's voice crackles through the radio. "You sure about this?" "No, but I'm doing it anyway." I get out of the truck and walk to my front door. My hands are shaking as I slide the key into the lock. The house is quiet except for sounds coming from upstairs. Sounds I recognize but wish I didn't. I climb the stairs slowly, each step feeling like a mile. The bedroom door is half open. Through the gap, I can see clothes scattered on the floor. Brittany's workout gear, a man's tank top, sneakers I don't recognize. I push the door open. They're on my bed, so absorbed in each other that they don't notice me at first. Brittany sees me first. Her eyes go wide with shock and something that might be fear. "Matt, we were just..." Cody turns around and I get my first close look at my wife's lover. He's everything I'm not. Young, muscled, tanned, with the kind of confidence that comes from never having to work for anything real. "Oh, crap," he says, reaching for his clothes. I stand there for a moment, taking in the scene. My wife and her trainer in my bed, in the house I pay for, on sheets I'll have to burn. "Just what?" I ask Brittany. "Just what were you doing?" She pulls a sheet around herself, but it's too late for modesty. "Matt, I can explain." "No need. I think the situation is pretty clear." Cody's getting dressed quickly, hopping on one foot as he pulls on his jeans. "Look, man, I didn't know..." "Didn't know what? That she was married?" that this was her husband's house. Or did you just not care? It's not like that, Brittany says. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You've been screwing your trainer in our bed while I'm at work paying for your gym membership. The words come out cold and flat, without emotion. I'm past anger now, into something much more dangerous. Cody finishes dressing and edges toward the door. I'm gonna go. Yeah, you are. And if I see you in my house again, we're going to have a very different kind of conversation. He practically runs down the stairs. A moment later, I hear the Mustang's engine roar to life and screech out of the driveway. Brittany and I stare at each other across the wreckage of our marriage. How long? I ask. Matt? How long? 3 months, she whispers. 3 months. While I was working 60-hour weeks to pay for her lifestyle, she was planning this betrayal. 3 months of lies, deception, and playing me for a fool. Why? She looks away. You wouldn't understand. Try me. We've grown apart, Matt. We want different things. I'm building something, creating a brand, and you don't get it. So you decided to build it with a 27-year-old trainer? Cody understands my goals. He supports my dreams. Your dreams of what? Being an Instagram influencer? That's not a career, Brittany. That's a hobby. Her face hardens. See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't respect what I do. What you do? You pose for pictures and post motivational quotes you found on Pinterest. Meanwhile, I'm out there doing actual work, earning actual money to support this family. I make money too. How much? Last month, how much did your influencer career bring in? She doesn't answer, which is answer enough. Get out, I say. What? Get out of my house. Pack your things and get out. Matt, we need to talk about this. No, we don't. We needed to talk about this 3 months ago before you decided to bring your boyfriend into our bed. Now we're past talking. What about the girls? What about them? Did you think about them when you were screwing around behind my back? She starts crying then, but they're angry tears, not remorseful ones. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. Maybe for the first time in our marriage. I turn and walk out of the bedroom, leaving her to get dressed and figure out her next move. Downstairs, I pour myself a drink and wait. 20 minutes later, she comes down with a suitcase. I'm going to stay with Kendra for a few days, she says, until we can figure this out. Kendra, her gym friend and enabler. Of course. Take your time. But understand something, Brittany, this marriage is over. The only question now is how messy you want the divorce to be. She stops at the door. The girls will hate you for this. Maybe, but at least I'll be able to look at myself in the mirror. After she leaves, I call Ray. It's done, I tell him. How do you feel? I think about it. Like I've been holding my breath for months and can finally exhale. What's next? Now we make sure everyone knows exactly what kind of people they're dealing with. Because if there's one thing I've learned about electrical fires, it's that they spread fast once they get started. And I'm just getting warmed up. The next morning, I wake up in my own house for the first time in months without the weight of deception crushing my chest. The silence is almost peaceful, until I remember that I have to tell my daughters their mother has moved out. Abby takes it better than expected. She's 15 and observant. She probably saw this coming. Is it because of the trainer guy? She asks. I'm surprised by her directness. What do you know about that? I'm not blind, Dad. Mom's been weird for months, always texting someone, always at the gym, and Sadie heard her on the phone one night talking to someone who definitely wasn't you. Sadie, my 13-year-old, is harder to read. She's always been closer to Brittany, seduced by the glamour of her mother's social media life. When is Mom coming home? She asks. I don't know, sweetheart. We're having some problems right now. Problems you can't fix? The question breaks my heart. Some things can't be fixed, honey. Sometimes they have to be replaced. That afternoon, Ray comes over with a manila folder thick with photographs and documents. You sure you want to do this? He asks. Once we start down this road, there's no going back. I'm sure. He opens the folder. Inside are time-stamped photos of Cody's Mustang in my driveway, screenshots of Brittany's social media posts claiming to be at the gym when she was actually at my house, and a detailed timeline of their affair. This is enough for any divorce lawyer, Ray says. I don't want a lawyer yet. I want something else first. What? I want everyone to know who they really are. Ray grins. It's not a nice expression. Now you're talking my language. We start with social media. Brittany's built her brand on being the perfect fitness wife and mother. Her Instagram is full of motivational posts about dedication, commitment, and achieving your goals. The irony is almost too perfect. I create anonymous accounts on all the major platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Then I start posting. The first post is simple: a photo of the red Mustang in my driveway with the caption, "When your fitness influencer wife is getting a different kind of workout while hubby's at work." #fitness goals, #dedication, #homewrecker. I tag Brittany's account, Cody's account, and Iron Paradise Gym. The response is immediate and brutal. Within hours, the post has been shared hundreds of times. Comments pour in. OMG, is this real? I knew something was off about her perfect life posts. Poor husband. This is why I don't trust influencers. What a skank, but I'm just getting started. The next post is a screenshot of Brittany's workout schedule compared to the timestamps of Cody's car in my driveway. The math is damning. Every time she claimed to be at the gym, she was actually at my house. Funny how leg day keeps happening in someone else's bedroom, I write. #Mathishard, #fitness fraud, #cheater. This one goes viral. Fitness bloggers pick it up, gossip accounts share it, and suddenly Brittany's affair is internet famous. My phone starts ringing. Brittany calling from Kendra's house. "What the hell are you doing?" she screams when I answer. "Telling the truth. You should try it sometime." "You're destroying my reputation." "No, you destroyed your reputation when you decided to cheat on your husband. I'm just making sure everyone knows about it. Take those posts down right now." "Or what? You'll cheat on me again?" She hangs up. 5 minutes later, she calls back. "Matt, please, this is affecting my sponsorships. Brands are dropping me." "Good. Maybe you should have thought about that before you brought your boyfriend into our bed." "It wasn't like that." "It was exactly like that. And now everyone knows it. The social media campaign is just the beginning. Ray and I have bigger plans." Wednesday evening, Brittany has a scheduled appearance at a local fitness expo. She's supposed to give a talk about balancing family and fitness goals. The irony writes itself. Ray and I show up early, along with about 50 other people who've seen the social media posts. When Brittany takes the stage, she's greeted not with applause, but with laughter and catcalls. "How's your trainer?" someone shouts from the back. "Is this part of your workout routine?" calls another voice. Brittany tries to power through her presentation, but it's a disaster. Every time she mentions dedication or commitment, the audience erupts in laughter. When she talks about achieving your goals, someone yells, "What goal? Destroying your marriage." She makes it through 10 minutes before fleeing the stage in tears. The whole thing is live streamed on Instagram and TikTok. By the next morning, it's been viewed over 1 million times. But the real masterpiece comes on Friday. Cody drives a flashy red Mustang that he treats like a shrine. It's his pride and joy, his symbol of success, his babe magnet. He washes it every day, parks it in prime spots, and posts pictures of it constantly on social media. Ray and I wait until he's inside the gym for his evening shift. Then we go to work. We don't damage the car. That would be illegal. Instead, we decorate it. Bumper stickers that say, "I break for married women," and "honk if you're someone's side piece." We cover the windshield with flyers advertising Cody's home wrecking services, complete with his phone number and a special offer. Destroy a marriage today. No family too stable. We attach a banner to the back that reads, "Just married, someone else's wife," and fill the truck with inflatable dolls wearing workout gear. The whole thing takes 20 minutes. By the time Cody discovers it, there's already a crowd gathered around the car, taking pictures and videos. His face when he sees his beloved Mustang transformed into a mobile monument to his own shame is priceless. He tries to remove the decorations, but we've used industrial-grade adhesive, the kind I use for electrical work that's designed to last decades. He'll need professional help to get it all off. "You think this is funny?" he shouts at the crowd. "Hilarious," someone replies, still filming. "This is maltreatment." "This is karma," says an older woman. "Maybe you should think twice before messing with married women." The video of Cody's meltdown goes viral within hours. #Cody's Mustang starts trending on Twitter. Memes spread across the internet. Someone creates a song about it that gets 1 million plays on TikTok. But the best part comes later that evening. I'm at home with the girls, helping Abby with homework and listening to Sadie practice violin, when my phone buzzes with a notification. Someone has tagged me in a post. It's Brittany, posting from Kendra's account since her own social media has been suspended due to the volume of negative comments. She's written a long, rambling defense of her actions, claiming that she and I had been separated for months, a lie, that our marriage was already over, another lie, and that she deserves to find happiness, the biggest lie of all. The post backfires spectacularly. The comments are even more brutal than before. "Girl, We saw the timeline. You were posting about your amazing husband while cheating on him. Separated? Your Instagram was full of family photos last month. Take responsibility for once in your life. Your poor daughters. How embarrassing. That last comment hits home. I look at Abby and Sadie, both trying to pretend they're not affected by their mother's public humiliation. But I can see the strain in their faces, the way they avoid looking at their phones, the careful way they talk about their friends at school. Maybe I've gone too far. Then I remember finding them in my bed. Remember 3 months of lies and deception. Remember Brittany's complete lack of remorse even when caught red-handed. No, she made her choice. Now she gets to live with the consequences. The social media storm continues for weeks. Fitness influencers make response videos. Relationship experts use Brittany's affair as a cautionary tale. Someone creates a Wikipedia page about the whole scandal. Brands drop her sponsorships. Her follower count plummets from 12,000 to 3,000, then to 1,000, then to a few hundred die-hard supporters who probably haven't heard the news yet. Iron Paradise Gym fires Cody after the negative publicity becomes too much to ignore. He moves out of his apartment when he can't make rent. The last I hear, he's moved back to Florida to live with his parents. Brittany's influencer career is over. Her dreams of social media stardom have turned into a nightmare of public shame and ridicule. And I'm just getting started. Because sometimes, when someone burns down your life, the only appropriate response is to return the favor. With interest. 2 weeks after the social media blitz, Brittany shows up at my door with a lawyer. Not just any lawyer, a shark in a $1,000 suit who specializes in taking men to the cleaners in divorce proceedings. Mr. Parrish, the lawyer says, extending a manicured hand I don't shake. I'm Rebecca Stone, Mrs. Parrish's attorney. We need to discuss the terms of your separation. The terms are simple, I reply. She cheated. She left. She gets nothing. Miss Stone smiles like a hunter scenting blood. I'm afraid it's not that simple. North Carolina is an equitable distribution state. Mrs. Parrish is entitled to half of all marital assets, including the house she defiled with her boyfriend. Mr. Parrish, I understand you're emotional. I'm not emotional. I'm practical. And practically speaking, infidelity affects asset distribution in North Carolina. The lawyer's smile falters slightly. She clearly expected to be dealing with a heartbroken husband who'd roll over and accept whatever terms they offered. Brittany finally speaks up. Matt, can we please discuss this reasonably? For the girls' sake? For the girls' sake? You should have thought about the girls before you decided to turn our house into your personal brothel. That's enough, Miss Stone interjects. Mr. Parrish, this kind of language is exactly what my wife's behavior deserves. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. Send me whatever papers you want, but understand this. I'm not giving her a dime she hasn't earned. They leave, but I know they'll be back. Divorce lawyers are like termites. Once they get into your house, they're almost impossible to get rid of. That evening, Ray comes over with Chinese takeout and bad news. Brittany's playing hardball, he says, opening containers of lo mein and sweet and sour pork. I heard through the grapevine that she's claiming emotional misuse. Emotional misuse? I worked 60 hours a week to support her lifestyle while she was screwing her trainer. Doesn't matter. She's going to claim that your social media campaign was maltreatment, that you're trying to turn the kids against her, that you're controlling and manipulative. I set down my chopsticks. Can she make it stick? Maybe. Depends on the judge and on how good her lawyer is. What do you think? I think Rebecca Stone didn't get a reputation by losing cases. She's good, Matt. Really good. We eat in silence for a while, both of us thinking about the legal battle ahead. Finally, Ray speaks up. There's something else. Brittany's been talking to the girls. What do you mean? Abby mentioned it to her soccer coach, who mentioned it to his wife, who told my neighbor. Brittany's been calling them, trying to get them to say you're an unfit father. My blood turns cold. She's trying to take the girls? It looks that way. She's claiming that your behavior since the separation proves you're unstable and vindictive. I think about Abby and Sadie, the two best things to come out of my marriage. The idea of losing them because of Brittany's lies makes me physically sick. What can we do? Document everything. Record phone calls if it's legal. Keep a journal of your interactions with the kids. And whatever you do, don't give her any ammunition. Meaning? Meaning no more social media campaigns, no more public humiliation. From now on, you have to be the perfect father and the bigger person. It's good advice, but it comes too late. The next morning, I wake up to find my truck vandalized. Someone has keyed "misuser" into the paint on both sides and smashed the windshield. When I call the police, they take a report, but make it clear they don't expect to catch whoever did it. I know it was Brittany or someone acting on her behalf. It's her way of escalating the conflict, of forcing me to respond so she can claim I'm the aggressor. I don't take the bait. I file an insurance claim, get the truck repaired, and install security cameras around my property. The cameras prove their worth 3 days later when they capture Brittany trying to break into my house. She uses her old key, apparently forgetting that I changed the locks after she moved out. When that doesn't work, she tries to jimmy a window in the back. I call the police and provide them with the footage. They arrest her for attempted breaking and entering, but she's released on her own recognizance within hours. Her lawyer spins it as a misunderstanding. Brittany was just trying to retrieve some personal belongings from the marital home. The fact that she was doing it at 2 a.m. while I was asleep doesn't seem to matter, but the arrest gives me leverage. When we meet for our first official mediation session, I'm holding all the cards. Your client has been arrested for trying to break into my house, I tell Miss Stone. She's conducted a months-long affair in the marital bed. She's attempted to alienate my children's affections with false accusations. And now she wants me to pay her alimony? Mr. Parrish, the mediator begins, let's try to keep this civil. Civil? There's nothing civil about infidelity. There's nothing civil about trying to break into someone's house. And there's nothing civil about trying to destroy a father's relationship with his children. Brittany finally explodes. You ruined my life. You destroyed my career. You turned the whole town against me. I told the truth. If that ruined your life, maybe you should have made better choices. I made one mistake. One mistake. You had a 3-month affair. That's not a mistake. That's a lifestyle choice. The mediation session ends without resolution. Miss Stone threatens to take everything to court, where she claims a judge will be more sympathetic to her client's situation. Let's go to court, I reply. I have photographs, timestamps, witness statements, and security footage. What does she have? Lies and excuses. That evening, I'm in my garage working on a project when Abby finds me. She's holding her phone, and her face is troubled. Dad, some kids at school are sharing videos of Mom's meltdown at that fitness thing. My heart sinks. I've been so focused on my war with Brittany that I forgot about the collateral damage. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I never wanted you and Sadie to be hurt by this. I know Mom cheated. I'm not stupid, but did you have to make it so public? It's a fair question, and I don't have a good answer. I was angry, really, really angry. And I wanted everyone to know what kind of person she really is. But now everyone knows what kind of person you are, too. Her words hit harder than any legal threat. I look at my 15-year-old daughter and see disappointment in her eyes, not just with her mother, but with me. What kind of person am I? I ask. I don't know anymore. The dad I grew up with wouldn't have done this. He would have handled it differently. She's right, and we both know it. The man I used to be would have filed for divorce quietly, split the assets fairly, and focused on protecting his children from the fallout. But that man was a fool who trusted his wife and believed in the sanctity of marriage. That man got played for 15 years by a woman who saw him as nothing more than a paycheck and a safety net. Sometimes, I tell Abby, when someone hurts you badly enough, you become someone you don't recognize, someone harder, someone angrier. Is that who you want to be? I don't know, but it's who I need to be right now. She nods, but I can see she doesn't understand. How could she? She's 15 years old and still believes that good people do good things and bad people get punished. She'll learn differently soon enough. The next week brings a new development. Sadie, my 13-year-old who's always been closer to her mother, asks to spend the weekend at Kendra's house with Brittany. I miss Mom, she says. And she says you won't let her come home. She can come home anytime she wants. She just can't bring her boyfriend with her. She says she broke up with him. She says a lot of things, honey. Most of them aren't true. Sadie goes to Kendra's house, and I spend the weekend alone with Abby. We watch movies, order pizza, and pretend everything is normal, but I can see the strain in her face, the careful way she avoids mentioning her mother or the situation at school. Sunday evening, Sadie comes home changed. She's cold, distant, and clearly angry with me. Mom told me what really happened, she says. She said you two were already separated when she started dating Cody. That's not true, Sadie. We were living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed. She said you were mean to her, that you never supported her dreams. Her dreams of being an Instagram influencer? I supported her for 15 years while she played with her phone and pretended it was a career. See? You're doing it again. Mom said you always talk down to her. I realize what's happening. Brittany is using our daughter as a weapon, filling her head with lies and half-truths designed to turn her against me. Sadie, your mother had an affair. I caught them in our bed. That's not my fault. And it's not something that can be explained away. Maybe if you'd been a better husband, she wouldn't have needed to find someone else. The words come out of my 13-year-old daughter's mouth, but they're clearly Brittany's thoughts. My wife has turned my own child into her advocate and my accuser. That night, I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I've won the battle, but lost the war. Brittany's reputation is destroyed, her influencer career is over, and her boyfriend is gone. But she's taking my daughters down with her, poisoning them against me with lies and manipulation. Maybe Ray was right. Maybe I should have handled this differently. Maybe I should have been the bigger person, taken the high road, focused on protecting my children instead of punishing my wife. But it's too late for maybe. The damage is done, the battle lines are drawn, and there's no going back. All I can do now is see this through to the end, and hope that someday, when my daughters are older and wiser, they'll understand why their father had to become someone he didn't want to be. Because sometimes when someone declares war on your family, the only choice you have is to fight back with everything you've got, even if it costs you everything you're fighting for. 3 months after catching Brittany in our bed, the legal battle reaches its climax. We're sitting in a courthouse conference room, surrounded by lawyers, mediators, and enough paperwork to stock a small library. Brittany looks different. The confident fitness influencer is gone, replaced by a woman who's aged years and months. Her hair is flat, her makeup minimal, and she's wearing a conservative dress that's probably borrowed from Kendra's closet. My client is prepared to be reasonable, Miss Stone announces. Mrs. Parrish is willing to accept a modest settlement in exchange for joint custody of the children. Define modest, my lawyer responds. Half the house value, half of Mr. Parrish's business assets, and alimony of $3,000 a month for 5 years? I laugh out loud. $3,000 a month? For what? She hasn't worked a day in 15 years. She sacrificed her career to support your family, Miss Stone counters. What career? Taking selfies at the gym? The mediator intervenes. Mr. Parrish, please. No, let's be honest about what we're dealing with here. My wife had a 3-month affair with her personal trainer. She brought him into our house, into our bed, while I was at work supporting the family. And now she wants me to pay her for the privilege of being betrayed. Brittany finally speaks up. Matt, I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk at the store. What you did was a deliberate choice to destroy our family. I was unhappy. Our marriage was dead. Our marriage was fine until you decided to start screwing your trainer. The mediator calls for a recess. In the hallway, my lawyer pulls me aside. You need to calm down, he says. The judge is going to see this behavior and think you're unstable. I am unstable. My wife of 15 years cheated on me and is trying to take half of everything I've worked for. I understand, but do you? Are you married? Yes. How would you feel if you came home and found your wife in bed with another man? He doesn't answer, which is answer enough. When we reconvene, Miss, Stone presents her evidence of my emotional misuse. Screenshots of the social media posts, witness statements about my maltreatment of her client, and testimony from Sadie about my controlling behavior. It's all carefully crafted to paint me as an unstable, vindictive husband who drove his wife into the arms of another man. Then, my lawyer presents our evidence. Time-stamped photographs of Cody's car in my driveway. Security footage of Brittany's attempted break-in. Phone records showing hundreds of calls and texts between Brittany and Cody during work hours. Screenshots of Brittany's social media posts, claiming to be at the gym while she was actually at my house. The mediator studies the evidence for a long time. Finally, he speaks. Mrs. Parrish, I'm having trouble reconciling your claims of an unhappy marriage with your social media posts from the same time period. Here's a post from 2 months ago showing you and your husband at your daughter's soccer game, with the caption, "Lucky to have such an amazing husband and father." Brittany's face flushes red. I was trying to maintain appearances. And here's another post from 3 weeks before that, showing Mr. Parrish cooking dinner, with the caption, "My husband spoils me." Were you maintaining appearances then too? Miss Stone jumps in. Your Honor, social media posts don't reflect the reality of a relationship. No, but they do reflect intent to deceive. Mrs. Parrish was publicly praising her husband while privately conducting an affair. That suggests a level of premeditation that's difficult to ignore. The mediation ends with a recommendation that heavily favors me. Brittany gets minimal alimony for 2 years, no claim on my business, and standard visitation with the girls. Outside the courthouse, she confronts me one last time. You've destroyed everything, she says. My reputation, my career, my relationship with my daughters. Are you happy now? I didn't destroy anything, Brittany. You did that all by yourself. I made one mistake. Stop calling it a mistake. You planned this affair for months. You lied to me, to the girls, to everyone. You turned our house into your personal playground while I was out working to pay for your lifestyle. That's not a mistake. That's a betrayal. She starts crying, but they're tears of self-pity, not remorse. What am I supposed to do now? I have nothing? You should have thought about that before you decided to throw away 15 years of marriage for a 27-year-old trainer. He said he loved me. He said he loved your social media following. You were a stepping stone to him, just like I was a paycheck to you. She walks away then, shoulders shaking with sobs. I watch her go and feel nothing. No satisfaction, no remorse, just emptiness where my marriage used to be. Ray meets me at my truck. How'd it go? Better than expected. She gets minimal alimony, no business assets, and standard visitation. And the girls? That's the real battle. Sadie's still angry with me. She thinks I'm the villain in this story. She'll come around. Kids aren't stupid. Eventually she'll see who her mother really is. Maybe. Or maybe she'll hate me forever for destroying her image of her perfect mom. We drive to a bar near my office, the kind of place where electricians and plumbers go to complain about their jobs and their wives. It seems appropriate. You know what the worst part is? I tell Ray over a beer. I'm not sure I'm the good guy anymore. What do you mean? I mean, maybe I went too far. The social media thing, the car decoration, all of it. Maybe I should have just filed for divorce and moved on. She cheated on you, Matt. In your own house. She deserved everything she got. But did my daughters deserve to see their mother humiliated in public? Did they deserve to have their family destroyed on the internet? Ray doesn't have an answer for that. Neither do I. A month later, life has settled into a new routine. The girls spend weekdays with me and weekends with Brittany at Kendra's house. Abby has adjusted well. She's always been practical and resilient. Sadie is still struggling, still angry, still convinced that I'm the one who destroyed our family. Brittany has moved back to her hometown in Georgia, where she's living with her parents and working at a local gym. Her social media accounts are private now, with fewer than 100 followers. The influencer dream is dead. Cody moved back to Florida and disappeared from social media entirely. I heard through Ray that he's working at a car dealership now, selling used cars instead of selling himself to lonely housewives. Parrish Electrical is busier than ever. Word of mouth travels fast in the trades, and apparently my story has made me something of a folk hero among working-class men who've been through similar situations. I've had to hire 2 more electricians just to keep up with demand. But success in business doesn't fill the hole where my family used to be. I'm working late in my garage on a Friday evening when Sadie finds me. She's been quiet since coming home from her mother's house, and I can see she's been crying. "Dad," she says, "can we talk?" I set down my tools and give her my full attention. "Of course, sweetheart. What's on your mind?" Mom told me something this weekend about why she really moved to Georgia. "What did she tell you?" "She said she can't find work here because of what you did. She said no gym will hire her because of the videos and the social media stuff." I choose my words carefully. That's probably true. Her reputation was damaged by what happened. So it is your fault. "Sadie, your mother had an affair. That's what damaged her reputation. I just made sure people knew about it." "But why? Why did you have to tell everyone?" It's the question I've been asking myself for months. Why did I need to destroy her publicly instead of just divorcing her quietly? "Because I was angry," I say finally. Really, really angry. And I wanted everyone to know what she did to our family. But it hurt me and Abby too. Kids at school still make jokes about Mom's videos. I know, and I'm sorry about that. I never wanted you girls to be hurt by this. She's quiet for a long moment. Then, "Mom says you never really loved her, that you just wanted someone to take care of the house and have your babies." Your mother says a lot of things, Sadie. Most of them aren't true. But this time she might be right. Because if you really loved her, you wouldn't have tried to destroy her life. Her words hit me like a physical blow, because maybe she's right. Maybe what I felt for Brittany wasn't love, but ownership. Maybe I destroyed her not because she betrayed our love, but because she damaged my pride. I don't know, I tell my daughter honestly. I thought I loved her, but love and anger got all mixed up, and I couldn't tell the difference anymore. Do you hate her now? No, I don't feel anything for her now. That might be worse than hate. Sadie nods like she understands, even though she's only 13 and shouldn't have to understand things like this. I miss how things used to be, she says. Me too, sweetheart. Me too. 6 months later, I'm at Abby's soccer game when I see Brittany in the stands. She's thinner than before, wearing jeans and a simple t-shirt, her hair pulled back in a ponytail. She looks like the woman I married 20 years ago, before the Instagram obsession and the fitness influencer dreams. She sees me looking and gives a small wave. I nod back, and that's the extent of our interaction. After the game, Abby runs over, sweaty and grinning. Did you see my goal, Dad? I saw it. Beautiful shot. Mom saw it too. She's been coming to my games. That's good. You should have both your parents supporting you. Brittany approaches slowly, hesitantly. Hi, Matt. Brittany. Abby played great today. She always does. She gets her athletic ability from you. It's a peace offering, an acknowledgement that she contributed something positive to our daughter's lives. How are you doing? She asks. Fine. Business is good. How about you? I'm okay. Working at a gym in Macon. It's not glamorous, but it pays the bills. We stand there awkwardly, two people who used to share everything and now have nothing to say to each other. Matt, she says finally, I want you to know that I'm sorry for all of it. The affair, the lies, the way I handled the divorce. I was selfish and stupid, and I hurt everyone who mattered to me. It's the first time she's taken responsibility for her actions without making excuses or blaming me. Thank you for saying that, I reply. And I'm sorry too. For the social media thing, for making it public, for hurting the girls in the process. We both made mistakes. Yeah, we did. Abby looks back and forth between us, hope in her eyes. But there's no going back. No reconciliation waiting in the wings. Too much has been said and done. Too much trust has been broken. I should go, Brittany says. I just wanted to see Abby play. You're welcome at her games. She needs both her parents. She nods and walks away, and I watch her go without feeling anything but a vague sadness for what we used to be. That evening, I'm having dinner with the girls when Sadie makes an announcement. I want to stay here during the week and just visit Mom on weekends. Are you sure? I ask. You don't have to choose sides. I'm not choosing sides. I'm choosing stability. Mom's still figuring out her life, and I need to focus on school and my friends. It's a mature decision from a 13-year-old who's been forced to grow up too fast. What about you, Abby? I want the same thing. This is our home, Dad. This is where we belong. Later that night, after the girls are in bed, I sit in my garage among my tools and think about the journey that brought me here. A year ago, I was a married man with what I thought was a stable family. Now I'm a single father with a successful business and 2 daughters who are stronger and wiser than they should have to be. Did I handle things the right way? Probably not. Did Brittany deserve what happened to her? Maybe. Did my daughters deserve to be caught in the crossfire? Definitely not. But we survived. All of us. Brittany found a way to rebuild her life without the Instagram fantasy. The girls learned that their parents are flawed human beings who make mistakes. And I learned that sometimes, when someone sets fire to your life, the only choice you have is to burn it all down and start over. I pick up a photo from my workbench, the girls and me at last week's soccer game, all of us grinning at the camera. We look happy. We look like a family. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's everything. I turn off the garage lights and head inside to the house that's finally truly mine. Tomorrow, there will be work to do, bills to pay, teenagers to raise, and a life to rebuild from the ashes of what came before. But tonight, for the first time in a year, I sleep peacefully in my own bed, in my own house, surrounded by the people who matter most. The fire is out. The smoke has cleared, and what's left standing is stronger than what was there before. Sometimes that's the best revenge of all.